Hi guys, it's Baz here, the Everyday Vegan, and I'm here with Mike today. And Mike is the owner of River Green Cafe, which is a vegetarian vegan restaurant in Norwich. So Mike, do you want to talk us briefly through yourself? Why are you vegan? How long have you been vegan?
Yeah, sure, Baz. I've been vegan about 31, 32 years now. I was vegetarian for 1 year, from when I was 18 to 19.
Yeah.
Went away to university, and I was lucky enough to share a flat with someone who else was vegan.
Yeah.
And we were in a self-catering place, so we started cooking
Yeah.
together. And because he was cooking vegan, I started cooking vegan. And also, I guess he introduced me to a few interesting books about veganism as opposed to vegetarianism.
Yeah.
And it soon just became really obvious that there wasn't a lot of logic behind the whole vegetarianism argument. Whether you look at the ethical, the moral, the nutritional, environmental side of things, the arguments that we apply to vegetarianism just carry on, I think, inextricably towards veganism. So yeah, vegan for 31, 32 years now.
Amazing. So I actually know Mike because I think I met you 2 years ago at the Veggie vegan fair in Norwich, and he gave a really interesting talk. And I think my next question is around your vegan philosophy. And I think from what I understand, you're very no-nonsense and quite educational based. So talk a little bit about what you consider.
I think it's really important if people are going to be vegan that they do it with a sound foundation of knowledge and research. Because if you're going to sustain your vegan diet, it's really good that you feel good and you're healthy in the medium to long term. And if you just turn vegan because of the cruelty to animals, for example, but don't pay any attention to your diet being healthy, fairly soon you'll start feeling quite bad. Have to go to the doctor before you know it. They'll be saying, "Oh, you're missing meat or dairy or whatever." So I think it's really important that if you're going to go vegan, that you understand nutrition and the science behind it, so that you can be healthier and feel better.
So what's your personal approach to it? What do you consider your vegan diet?
Variety. I think variety is absolutely crucial. I'm not a believer in some of these mono diets where they focus on one fruit or one vegetable.
Just bananas.
Yeah. I think things start off by stating is that everyone's different, and I think one diet, a mixture of food doesn't suit every person. So it's a question of experimenting. Obviously, over the last 31 years, I've got used to what I operate very well on. I think it is also about listening to your body and being quite intuitive. So if you suddenly start thinking a lot about nuts, then eat nuts. So listening to your body and tuning yourself to your body, I think is really important as well. So variety, sound knowledge, good research so you understand what you need, and also the combination of the other things that are essential to a healthy life, such as physical activity and making sure that you're as relaxed as you can be in today's society. You can't separate that whole mind-body spirit. Sometimes vegetarians and vegans just focus on food without focusing on those other aspects of their life as well.
Because you can be a very, very unhealthy vegetarian.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, there's obviously no reason at all why just because you take something out of your diet that you're going to be healthier. And I don't think vegetarianism and veganism should be about excluding foods. It's not an exclusion diet. It's about giving yourself some more time and space and gaps in your diet to allow you to have a greater variety of foods.
So going back to the sort of vegan health and long-term healthiness as well, talk us through a few tips, I guess, for a healthy vegan diet. Because I remember you talking about so-called superfoods and foods that you consider essential to a good vegan diet as well.
Okay. I mean, I think the first thing is to, as I said, get variety. Think about colour, because quite often the colour of food is the key. If you, generally speaking, vitamins and minerals are linked to different colours, so if you can mix every day in reds, greens, oranges, browns, etc., then the chances are that's going to get you a long way to having a varied diet. I think the second thing is green leafy veg. We should in this country be eating at least 5 portions. The government's recommendation is 5 portions of fruit and veg a day. In other countries it goes up as high as 12, 15, 17. So we're not eating enough fruit and veg here. But you need to have variety in that fruit and veg, and some of the fruit and veg is better for you than others. So for example, the green leafy veg is absolutely crucial, I think, to a healthy diet.
Stuff like kale and spinach.
Kale, spinach, broccoli, all of those brassicas, spring greens, absolutely fantastic, to have 2 or 3 portions of all of those a day. There are some fruits which we should include, I think, in small amounts, but I don't think we should be having too many oranges, for instance, too much citrus fruits.
Sorry to interrupt, you spoke about the sort of acidity.
I mean, the modern day diet, especially if it's animal or dairy based, tends to be very acidic. Now, when we go vegan or vegetarian, vegan especially, then it should move that balance across to being a little bit more acidic anyway. But we could still make the effort and make sure that we eat plenty of acidic foods, which tends to be things like green leafy veg, less grains and carbohydrates, and more of those green leafy veg and salady type stuff as well. And that will help shift that whole acid alkaline more towards the alkaline, which is where we should be for good digestion. Other things that I think are really important, and obviously the whole, we don't drink enough water, but if we're eating a lot of fruit and veg, then we are getting quite a lot of water in our food anyway.
Naturally,
A few little tips. I always start the day with warm lemon juice. It's meant to be the best thing for the stomach to get when you wake up, to break your fast. It's
instead
always
of
good.
a cup of coffee in the morning.
Absolutely. Or even rather than going straight into the smoothie, which is quite heavy for the stomach, start it off with a warm lemon juice and then give it another half hour, 45 minutes, and then we'll move into the smoothie or whatever else you're going to be having. I suppose the other thing that I've introduced over the last few years a lot into my diet is coconut. A lot of new research out about coconut and the benefits of the lauric acid that's in
coconut, guys.
the benefits of the lauric acid that's in coconut. So I now cook with coconut. I'd use that in baking. I tend to use it instead of any vegetable margarines as well, just because it's more natural, less processed. And I think the other really interesting thing is that more and more now we seem to be recognising that we do need healthy fats in our diet. A lot of people 5 years ago were saying we need to be reducing the amount of fat down to perhaps 10, 20, 25% of our calorific intake coming from fat sources.
A lot of that 80-10-10 diet is based around that as well.
But I think that we should be going up to 30, 35, even 40%, as long as those fats are from good sources. We need a mixture of polyunsaturates and also some of the good healthy monosaturates, like coconut would be an example.
And coconut oil is good to use in cooking.
Because coconut oil has got a very high burn point, which is important. Something like olive oil has got a lower burn point, so we shouldn't be using olive oil for frying at high temperatures. It's great if it's virgin, cold pressed, organic for salads. But for cooking, I'd suggest a good quality rapeseed oil or just use the coconut oil.